Hello and welcome to your bedtime yoga practice. I'm Sarah and I'll be guiding us through this gentle, mindful sequence to relax and unwind for a peaceful night's sleep. This class can be practiced on your mat or on your bed, so bring along any props you wish and we'll get started. We're going to begin today's class in child's pose, sitting towards the back of our mat, big toes touching, knees hip-width distance apart, hips towards the heels, and walk the hands out in front of you and rest the forehead down onto the mat. Bring the palms together, bringing the hands into prayer, and just take the next few moments to arrive into your practice, letting go of the day so far, leaving any stress, any worries or plans off the mat, and inviting relaxation and rest. We'll move through today's practice with as much ease as we possibly can. We'll begin to lift our forearms away from the mat, bringing a deeper stretch down through the side of the body, into the armpits, keeping the breath nice and soft, releasing any expectations. And we'll gently look up towards the hands, walk the hands over towards the left side of the mat, bringing a deeper stretch through the right side of the body, right down into the hip. Beginning to deepen the breath as you send the breath down through the right side of the body. Exhaling fully. And we'll walk the hands back through center, walking the hands over to the right, drop the forehead down, and noticing the left side of the body. Gently stretching out through the muscles, creating space through the spine. And bring the hands back up to center. Plant the palms on the mat. Take a moment in child's pose. Forearms rest on the mat. And beginning to look up towards the hands, walking yourself back up to sitting. If you have a prop, a block or a cushion or a pillow, you can bring it along and maybe rest the knees up on top of the block, creating a deep ankle stretch. Great if you spend most of the day standing or maybe carrying any large or heavy objects. Plant the hands onto the knees and close the eyes. If you don't have a prop with you, or you feel it's a little bit too uncomfortable, you can always remove it and just stay sitting in the heels. And staying connected with your breath, with each exhale, find more softness. Beginning to work deeper into the wrists, plant the palms on the mat, fingers point towards the toes. You can keep the arms in line with the shoulders, or to deepen the stretch, walk the hands out further away from the body. To create an even deeper stretch into the wrists, you could bend into the elbows. Maybe try out a few different options and see which suits you best today. breathe into the opening. And we'll flip the palms to face the sky. Fingers point down towards the toes, opening up into the back of the wrists. This can be quite intense. So just go to where you feel is right for you today. Wonderful for anyone who spends a lot of time on computers. Often an area of the body we neglect quite a lot. Taking your last few breaths here. And we'll gently release and shake out the wrists, bringing some movement back into the hands. You can move the block off to one side, crossing over the ankles, making your way, sitting with the legs in front of you. Soles of the feet touch, knees drop heavy. We're going to lift and lengthen through the spine, hinge from the hips as we fold forward, taking a nice forward fold over the legs. You can rest the hands on top of the legs, or resting them underneath the legs, palms facing the sky. We want to resist the urge to pull our body deeper into the stretch. Just allow the spine to naturally round. Allow the head to hang heavy. Allow gravity to do the work here. Focus on your breath. Focus on the sensations inside the body. And we'll gently unwind and come back up, sitting nice and tall. Take a breath. And we'll bring the knees together. We'll take hold of the left leg, extend the right leg long in front of you. We're going to step the left foot over the right. And we'll drop the knee down. Option to take a forward fold or come into full cow face legs, bending the long leg, bringing the feet beside the hips. So our knees are stacked one on top of the other and our hips are sitting in between both feet. Taking a forward fold, planting the hands, option to come down onto the forearms or option to bring the hands into prayer. Few different options here, so just work with your body this evening. Work with where you need to go. There's no need to go any further. Listen to what your body's telling you. Soften the breath. Soften the body. Soften the thoughts running through the mind. And we'll gently come back out of our fold, walking the hands gently back and towards you, unwinding the legs nice and gently. We're going to rest our left ankle on top of our right knee, so our right leg is still extended long, and our left leg is in a figure 4 shape. So we're coming into seated pigeon. So option to stay here, or taking it deeper, bending into the right leg, so the right sole of the foot plants on the mat, and the legs come closer towards the chest. To intensify the pose, draw the legs closer towards you. If this feels just too tight, too deep on the hips, extend the right leg long. And once you're there, find your breath and breathe into the pose. Relax with each exhale. Lovely. We'll gently release. Extend the right leg long if it's not already. And you can release and maybe shake through the toes, through the ankles. Just notice how that side of the body feels before we make our way into the second side. Bending into the right leg, stepping it over the left. Drop the right knee down on top of the left. Option to stay here and take your fold, or option to come into your full cow face legs, bending the bottom leg, sitting between both feet, knees stacked one on top of the other, sitting nice and tall, and then take your forward fold, plant the palms, maybe staying with the forearms down, or option to bring the hands into prayer. Wherever you are, try to find more softness. Notice somewhere in the body that you're holding tension. Maybe it's the shoulders or the jaw. Maybe scrunching to the forehead. Just see if you can release and let go. And we'll gently come out of the pose. Walk the hands slowly back towards you. Unwind the leg nice and gently. Extend the left leg long. The right ankle rests on top of the left knee. Option to stay here, hands behind you. Or option to bend into the left leg, planting the foot. And take a moment to just come into the pose. Come into your variation to where you want to be today. And when you're there, just breathe. Just know this is all you have to do. This is all the effort you need to give. And we'll come out of that pose, we'll release, extend the legs. And from here, I'm just going to drop the knees side to side, releasing any tension in the hips, releasing any tension in the knees or the ankles, and gently make your way down onto your back. And from here, we're going to come into my favourite pose, into the legs up the wall. If you do have a prop, I would encourage you to rest whatever prop you have under your sitting bones. So making sure it's not on the lower back, but under your bum, just for a little bit of added height. Extend the legs long, arms rest down long on the body, palms face the sky, and completely and totally relax. Soften the shoulders. Allowing the hips to be heavy. Allowing the legs to become weightless. And we'll gently release. Draw your knees in towards your belly. Squeezing the legs in, giving them a nice hug. Notice how the body's feeling. And we'll gently bring the feet down onto the mat. If you have your blocks still under your hips, you can just place it off to one side. And bring yourself into your Shavasana, into our final pose, our resting pose. Legs extend long, arms extend long, taking up as much space in the mat as you need. shoulders are nestled into the body. I encourage you to stay here as long as you can and rest. But if you must go, this is where I'll leave you today. Thank you for joining me. Have a lovely evening. Namaste.